Listen up.
This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, it's a win for Vanessa Bryant. She has won the case to get the names of the 4 L.A. County Sheriff Department deputies who allegedly took or shared photos of the scene of the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant.
Boy, they all gonna need name changes. That's not what you want when you live in L.A.
Yeah, and they're going to be released to Vanessa Bryant. I don't know what's going to happen with that information after that, but she says they must be held accountable.
Yeah, they should be released to the public. If you get arrested, they release your name to the public. So they definitely should be released.
Well, the names are being released. And Vanessa's going to put them out on social media. And every fast food restaurant in Los Angeles is going to have their name on the list.
Stupid.
when they order food, watch.
All right, now, as you know, yesterday was International Women's Day, and Katie Couric was the first female Jeopardy host on International Women's Day. She started her 2-week run as a guest host, and that's the first time they've ever had a woman host the show.
Okay.
That's a big deal.
Has there been a host since Alex Trebek? Or had the show been on hiatus? I don't know.
Yeah, they had the executive producer, Mike Richard, had taken over the hosting duties.
Oh, okay.
I know they had like a bunch of episodes with him still hosting, but I'm sure that's over.
They had it recorded already, yeah, that's over now. All right, now Swizz Beatz and Timbaland had posted on Instagram about Verzuz. They now have a partnership with social media app Triller. So they posted about that. By the artist, for the artist, with the people, #Verzuz Triller. Life begins after your comfort zone. Let's go. Thanks for all your support.
What's the details? What's the details of the situation? Do we have any yet?
All right, well, nope, don't have no details. Just saw the post on both Swizz's and Instagram and Timbaland's Instagram pages, and it's the same post. So we shall see what's going to happen now.
Shout out to those brothers, man. They're doing a lot of moves, and they're doing a lot of things for the culture, even behind the scenes of what they're doing. Swizz does a lot. Mm-hmm. That brother is my inspiration. I speak to him periodically. I try to call him as much as possible and just listen to him talk, but he does so much for the culture, and I love it, man.
Swizz is a good brother. Swizz is my first big industry check came because of Swizz Beatz. So drop on the clues bombs for Swizz.
Shout out to Swizz.
All right, Amy Schumer was on Paris Hilton's podcast, This is Paris, and she talked about some of the scariest parts of her dating history. In particular, she reveals an ex-boyfriend who was abusive toward her and how she had gotten a pattern of dating guys that they were so funny and brilliant, and she felt she didn't deserve to be with them, but they just weren't that nice to her. Here's one situation she talks about.
Like, I remember one time we were like at a gas station meeting this guy, and I got out of the car and I like kind of picked my wedgie, and he was like, "That's so gross when you do that. Like, that makes me sick." And he was a photographer at the time, and he'd be like, "Ugh, my ex-girlfriend would have done this so well." And, all of that up to the point of really wanting to hurt me and chasing me with a knife. Or one time I was in the shower and he just opened the shower curtain and he just laughed at me. And I think he peed on me. He peed on me in the shower while he was laughing at me.
So, Angela, you trying to tell me that was Paris Hilton talking just now?
No, that's Amy Schumer on Paris Hilton's podcast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that was her discussing some of her relationships that she's been in, and she's grown from that. She said this was in her 20s, though. Mm. And so she excused a lot of that behavior, like, oh, he's just really scared to lose me. Now, Eddie Murphy looks back on some of the worst movies that he's been in and why he actually took an acting hiatus. He was discussing on the WTF podcast why he has only appeared in one film from 2012 to 2018.
Because I had stopped making movies in 2011. I was like, let me take a break from movies. I was making movies. And it was like, this ain't fun. They giving me Razzies. I think the motherfucker gave me the worst actor ever Razzie or some shit. It was like, hey, maybe it's time to take a break.
Well, some would say he may need to take a break after watching Coming to America, the sequel. Some think it's a terrible movie.
It's gotten mixed reviews, but you know what? It got the most viewers for streaming film launch of the past year, according to a ratings firm. So they said it set a pandemic era record. So in its first weekend on Amazon Prime, it was the most watched streaming film since movie theaters closed due to COVID-19 nearly a year ago.
Yeah, did we all see the movie? Did everybody see the movie? What you guys thought?
Well, we saw it a while ago, but then I watched it again this weekend. And I fell asleep on it. It's not. The problem with Coming to America, too, is that it's not a great story. Okay, they aim for the funny instead of crafting a great story. And Eddie's movies are usually just a great story, and the funny is in it because, you know, the people in it are funny. They seem to aim for funny first with Coming to America 2. And it just seems like a parody of the first movie.
That's what it seems like. It was okay. I didn't enjoy it. I was so excited. You know, Coming to America is my favorite movie ever. So I was very excited to watch this movie, and I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna front.
It's weird, right? Because I can see why it has mixed reviews because it made me feel good.
Correct.
The nostalgia of it made me feel good, but it's just like very corny.
They tried to make it funny. Like when I seen Wesley Snipes coming out dancing, I was like,
Very corny. Once again, it made me feel good. It's just very corny.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
Did you see it yet?
I saw half of it. I started watching it, but then
why does everybody say that? Everybody
because I didn't finish it.
I saw.
I'm not gonna lie. I put it on because I wanted to watch it, but I was also in the middle of doing some work. I'm taking some classes online, so I was trying to multitask, and I got distracted.
Now, with that said, right? Because I've heard a lot of people say what you just said. Is watching movies at home a good experience? See, when you go to a
it's
theater,
hard for me sometimes.
Yeah, when you go to a theater, you gotta commit. Like you gotta sit there, watch the screen, eat your snacks. When you at home, you might be on your phone. You might
That's
be
a lie,
getting
though,
up to
'cause
go do stuff.
How many times have we binged something where we watched 10 episodes or 4 episodes back to back because it was that entertaining?
I have
that
to focus.
I gotta focus. Word
It's
up.
just hard when you're at home and you know you have stuff to do, so
Word
you're trying
up.
to handle different things. You're like, okay,
House
I'm gonna
Party
wash the
came
dishes
on.
while I watch that.
House Party came on the other night, and I watched that in full because it was entertaining. That I could
But
not
I
watch.
agree with when you're in the movies, you put your phone away because
That's
you're not
right.
allowed to have your phone out, and you don't want it to light up the whole theater.
right.
So you really do commit.
It's a different.
I might
level
have fell
focus.
asleep on that movie in the theaters. I ain't gonna front. I'd have been snoring.
Wow.
I think so.
And I don't know.
All
Hey,
right,
I can
well,
still
that's
watch
your
Coming to
rumor
America
report.
now.
Yeah, like I said, it made me feel good, but it was just
I was
corny.
a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the whole thing this week sometime.
No, you're not. You're gonna fall asleep.
Yes,
in
I am.
75%.
I am.
All right. Well, we got front page news next. What we talking about?
Well, a judge has permanently dismissed charges against Kenneth Walker. That is Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. The fact that he even had charges against him in the first place is ridiculous, but we'll talk about it.
All right. We'll get into it next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.